WTOL 11 Sports presents Big Board Friday, sponsored by Ohio Northern University. Your dreams await. And by Charlie's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Doing it different, doing it right. By Frickers, the home for fun, food, sports, and spirits. By PT Link Physical Therapy. Feel the difference and get relief now. By Renewal by Andersen. Andersen Window Muscle. Local 419 Hustle. By Absolute Mobile Glass. Nobody does it better. Nobody does it faster. Absolutely. And by Schrader Tire and Oil. We keep the transportation industry rolling and safe. Now, here's Tyler Segerman.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into the halfway point of the regular season, otherwise known as Week 5. We've got another solid slate of games for you tonight, 13 in total, including our play of the night and fan cam as well. We begin with our game of the week, which took place inside the Glass Bowl, St. John's and St. Francis. Not a game that counts toward a league title, but best believe bragging rights carry just as much weight when they get together. One of the best rivalries we have in this area. So let's get to it. Both teams coming off wins a week ago. Titans have had the edge in this series, but it's the Knights who are looking to make it back-to-back victories over their rivals, and it would be the Knights up 14-0 early, but St. John's responding here. Second quarter winding down. Sam Harshman going to run it in for the score. That puts him up 21-14 at the break. Third quarter now, a little deja vu as Harshman going to find the pay dirt again, and he muscles his way in to double up the score for the Johnnies. And then they're going to go for two here, and Carson Polowitz on the call. Little trickery as he is going to get the ball and then catch it here in the end. There's Carson looking at the camera. He knows exactly where the limelight is. Great catch by him. St. Francis, though, not going away here. Here's Sean Richardson going to get connected here with the touchdown. That's 45 yards. He'll travel into the end zone, but it wouldn't be enough as St. John's gets a big win tonight, 29-21. Here's Noel Bluell with more from the Glass Bowl.
Tyler, we all know nothing's off the table for a rivalry game, and while some may have counted St. John's out after going down 14-0 to start, the Titans channeled the familiar territory, having started their tough loss to Anthony Wayne in Week 2 the same way. But tonight, they used that experience to come out on the other side in a big way.
We just didn't finish in that game. This time, we stayed focused. We didn't get excited. We needed every second that we had on the clock to finish this thing, and the guys definitely did a good job of that.
We just learned, not to give up in the second half and just play all the way through. We use that as motivation for this game, so it was really cool to see my teammates come here and play.
I think we always believe that we are capable of doing this. The question is just when, and I think the exciting part for me is now we've proven that we know how to play football from beginning to end and finish a game. Tough. We had to put them away with every single play, and now we have to play that way every week.
The Titans are now 3-2 on the season and will host Brother Rice next week. But for now, reporting from the Glass Bowl, Noel Blumel, WTOL 11.
Thank you, Noel. At Gallagher Stadium, Central Catholic, fresh off its first win of the year, continuing league play tonight on homecoming. They aim to double up against De La Salle, and doubling up here is Anthony Sylvester jetting through the end zone. It'd actually be a triple up as they're up 21-0. Now check this play out. De La Salle now on offense, but the quarterback here going to make a mistake. That's because he's throwing near Victor Singleton. That is a no-go. The Texas A&M commit with a huge pick. He returns it down the sideline and sets up the Irish offense. And with less than 2 minutes to go in the half, it's Ali Badoon going to find an opening and take it in from 19 yards out, and Irish get another win back-to-back now, 35-6, get the victory tonight. Shifting to the Northern Lakes League, Whitmer wrapping up its non-divisional schedule as they made a short trip over into Holland. Opening drive of the game for Whitmer. Big play here on fourth down. Carter Bourne going to roll out under some pressure, going to fire deep, and Isaiah Hayward underneath there for the tremendous catch. That gives the Panthers a first down, and they would turn that into points. Jamon Holmes here rumbling in for the short score. It's now 6-0 Whitmer, and they can play some defense as well. Handoff up the middle, and Brock Duval says no, sir. Huge hit, forces the ball free. L.J. Glover then picks it up, and he's off the races for a scoop and score. Panthers in a big one, 57-6. Heading north now into Sylvania. Perrysburg seeking its 14th straight win over Southview. No score through the first quarter, but that is until Jackson Hesse gets going. Here's going to scramble around and find us some time behind the line. Eventually, Ant Amstead is going to get the ball with the last second and check out the speed down the sideline all the way to the house, and that put the Cougars up 6-0. Perrysburg, though, quickly responding. Brady Maxwell, he's been doing this all season long, rushing it in for himself. It's now 7-6. Then later, more from the Jackets. Liam Nowakowski getting help from his O-line. He'll power his way in for another rushing touchdown, and Perrysburg gets the rolling victory, 48-6. In Sandusky County, Findlay aiming to keep hold of momentum. Trojans have won 3 in a row since dropping its season opener, and they would be a big 28-0 in the first half, but they're still looking for more as Miles Bailey fires a bomb to Jed Scott. 35-0 Findlay at the break. It would end up being a running clock in the second half as Findlay rolls to a shutout victory tonight, 42-0, as they've won now 4 in a row. They'll be at post-play next week. Anthony Wayne back at home tonight. Generals playing host to Bowling Green, and congratulations to Abby Polzowski and Jacob Bergman, homecoming king and queen there for the Generals. As for the game, it's tied at 7. Generals, though, driving. Roman Morrison going to bounce it to the outside, showing the speed. He gets brought down just short of the goal line. No worries, though, because Morrison has a nose for the end zone, and he's going to find it here, punching his way in to put Anthony Wayne up 14-7. Bobcats, though, wouldn't go away. They're going to bounce right back here. Grant Gillespie, going to find Mason Schneider in the end zone. Great pitching catch there, but it's Anthony Wayne who ends up pulling away 35-14 victors tonight. And rounding out the NLL coverage, Napoleon taking on Northview. Battle of the Wildcats here tonight in Sylvania. And tonight belonged to Hayden Grohl. He's going to weave his way through the defense here, muscling his way in for the score. Again, All-Ohio running back George Eggers not playing in this game due to an injury, so it was the Grohl show. And later it's Moore from number 27. This time on the counter is going to find an opening. He's down the sideline, breaking free. Eventually gets pushed out of bounds or dragged down there. No worries, though. He'll find another touchdown here, and it's going to come right at you. Going to the pylon, Grohl all over the field tonight as Napoleon rolls to a 42-12 victory. Well, it's now time for our fan cam. Up first, a great shot of Scott's Levante Purley running through the team banner. His mother Bianca sending us this awesome photo. They actually got the win tonight as well over Woodward. Congratulations. And then next we head to Evergreen, courtesy of Wendy. And check this out. Bryce Bolger and Quinn Easel greeting the kids at the elementary school on game day. Not a bad way to begin your Friday. Super cool to see that. We'll see those highlights later on, as we will for Hopewell Loudon and Gibsonburg. Some nice down-the-line perspective here from Amanda. Love that photo, too. Be sure to send yours in each and every week before the show for a chance to be featured. We've now reached our first break in the show, but don't worry, plenty more to get to, including, like I mentioned, Evergreen in a battle in Fulton County tonight. Those highlights and more are coming up next.
Welcome back to Big Board Friday!
Thank you, Bowling Green cheerleaders. Welcome back. For the first time since 2015, exactly 10 years ago, Evergreen football has got off to a perfect 4-0 start. Standing in their way tonight of 5 straight wins would stand Archbold, a team who was seeking revenge themselves after the Vikings knocked them off last season. Both programs seeking to move to 2-0 in NWOAL play. And fun fact, every game the Blue Streaks have been in so far this season has been decided by one possession. This one would not be. Archbold up 14-0, but it's Maddox Pinter here going to throw the interception to Will Wright there for the Vikings. Only highlight, though, of the night for Evergreen. That's because the Blue Streak offense was rolling. Ryder Ryan here from 5 yards out. 3 total touchdowns on the night for him. The lead extends to 21, and then later it's now 28-0 when the backup, Jarrett Rufinock, going to keep it himself. He'll find a crease from 7 yards out, and he's in for the score. Archbold ends up getting the shutout tonight at home, 42-0. Here's Steve Iwanek with more from the victorious Blue Streaks.
Well, this one was certainly an exciting matchup at the NWOAL coming into tonight. 4-0 Evergreen taking on 3-1 Archbold. But at the end of this one, the Blue Streaks defense takes control of things as they shut out the Vikings 42-0.
Yeah, honestly, the first quarter, I felt like they dominated the line of scrimmage. And then we really got going. We challenged the linemen in the second quarter, and you can really see the second half, we took over the line of scrimmage and were able to kind of run whatever we wanted up front. The big thing I've always said is resilient. You know, we've been, the first 4 games were knockout battles, back and forth, not always going our way. But I think these guys really are starting to buy into each other, taking care of each other, playing as a team, and you're seeing it out here. They want to do well for their teammates, and that's great to see.
Just toughness and resiliency. That's what we're going to base this culture on, and that's what we just want to implement in our culture.
So Archbold is now 4-1 in the regular season. They're going to be back home once again next week. It's homecoming as the Swan Bulldogs roll into town. Here in Archbold, Steve Iwanek, WTOL 11.
Thank you, Steve. A few miles west, Wauseon celebrating its homecoming. Indians still seeking its first win as they took on unbeaten Patrick Henry. Opening quarter would be the Indians striking first. Hill, Albright firing deep downfield down the sideline. Logan Peasley there hauling it in. Great catch there by him. And that sets up here a goal-to-go opportunity. And Landon Ballard fights his way through. Wauseon early 7-0 lead. PH, though, would respond on their first drive. Tristan Rosebrook going to put up the fade as well, and this time it's Reed Krieger going to haul it in and score near the pylon. Patriots go on to get the win tonight, 19-7. NBC country we go. Homecoming for Oak Harbor, and senior lineman Isaac Schulte winning homecoming king for the Rockets. His guys would get the ball first, an opening play of the game. Running back gets upended, and Dane Leader forces the ball free. Mason Kramer then flies in to recover, and Otsego with early momentum. But the Knights would fumble the ball themselves. Blake Nichols says this time, I'm good, and I'm scoring. The senior weaving his way in and following his blockers to put OH on top first. Second quarter now, Travis Boyer in the Wildcat. He too finds a crease up the middle, and he's gone. 33 yards to Pater, doubles up the score, and Oak Harbor wins its 21st consecutive conference game, 36-14, the final tonight. And over in Genoa, Comets on the verge of a 4-1 record, but would have to get past Maumee, who has caught fire of late. Students energized, and rightfully so. One possession game in the third quarter. Panthers facing a fourth down, but Ben Cubits calm, cool, and collected. He connects with a wide open Cohen Jones to tie this game at 20. Fourth quarter, it's still tied. Jackson Greenlease attempting a 27-yard field goal, and the senior puts it through. Maumee takes the lead with under 7 minutes to play. So Genoa in need of an answer. Miles Mollenauer going to find Alex Maternity, who turns upfield, and he's not going to be denied. Breaking multiple tackles en route to the game-winning score with less than 3 minutes to play. Comets in a thriller get the dub 27-23. Play of the night we have now reached, and you just saw it, but it's worth showing again. Alex Maternity with the game on the line, powering Genoa to victory with this impressive catch and run. The only score of the second half for the Comets, and it proves pivotal as they take the lead with under 3 minutes to play and they get the victory. An emotional win as well because starting running back Luke Clement went down with a left ankle injury. It did not return, so Maternity stepping in and picking his guy up. Great poise in the pocket for Miles Mollenauer as well. Genoa's game-winning score marks our play of the night. One final stoppage before we wrap this show up. Still to come, Gibsonburg playing host to state-ranked Hopewell Loudon. Could the Chieftains maintain its monster streak? Find out after the break.
You're watching Big Pork Friday!
Thank you to the Genoa High School Marching Band. Welcome back. If there's an understatement to be said, it's how well Hopewell Loudon has been in the Sandusky Bay River Division. Entering the night, they have not lost in 6 years. A 29-game winning streak in the River Division. But who you know would last beat them? That was in 2019. That would have been at Gibsonburg. Those two facing off tonight in Gibsonburg. Golden Bears looking to beat Hopewell, like I said, for the first time since 2019. Hopefully we have the highlights here. Looking to, there we go. Like I said, Hopewell Loudon riding a monster win streak here in the SBC River Division. Gibsonburg trying to knock them off, but it would be the Chieftains getting off to a good start. Jason Kramer here breaking loose and breaking down downfield to get the first down. And then later at midfield, Jacoby Ellis going to roll out. He'll fire to Jack Calatrulio, the coach's son, who reels it in. Nice catch there near the sideline. HL moving the chains once more. And then finally in the red zone, Ellis going to drop back and fire to Brody Brickman, who has the screen. He's going to find a lane, gets a block, and into the end zone he scores. Chieftains only led 6-0 at the half, but would pull away in the second to win 25-0. Here's Chase Bachman with more from Hopewell Loudon.
Tyler, Hopewell Loudon started this game slow. They were only leading 6-0 at the half, but in the second half they found their rhythm offensively, ended up pulling away to win by a final score of 25-0. Chieftains improved their SBC River Division win streak to 30 games. They have not lost a divisional game since 2019.
Well, it feels awesome, after a rough first half, It's great to get a win on the road and battle with a very physical team.
It was a weird first half. We had a real long drive there, our first drive, and scored. Then we fumbled a handoff. We threw a pick on the first play of a drive. We hardly ever had the ball. So, we cleaned some things up at halftime, and defense was outstanding all night. They're a really good team. They got some really good, tough runners, and to shut them out is a great effort by our defense tonight.
Hopewell Loudon is back home next week to start the second half of their schedule. They take on Lakota next. But until then, reporting from Gibsonburg, Chase Bachman, WTOL 11. Tyler.
Appreciate it, Chase. Pivoting to the TAC, Ottawa Hills coming on strong of late. Green Bears on the verge of a third straight win as they played host to Hilltop. Scoreless in the first. Ottawa Hills, though, going to gain some ground here. Cole Coy taking the snap and fires downfield there to the receiver. Touchdown 08. Shortly after, Green Bears going to go for the extra point, but it's going to be blocked by Zane Burdine. That keeps AOH still only up 6-0. So Cadets now on offense. They're going to try and get on the board here. Brock Kessler on the carry. Going to find his home number and then run over a defender. Great effort there by the quarterback. And Hilltop indeed gets the victory tonight, 42-26 over Ottawa Hills. Well, it's now time to unveil round 2 of our Big Board Friday Mascot Challenge, and what a response we got from our communities this past week. More than 526,000 votes poured in for the opening round. Here are the 8 schools who advanced. Pettisville, thanks to a late surge, knocking off top-seeded Liberty Center. The Blackbirds will take on Patrick Henry, who earned an upset themselves. The Tenora Rams are moving on after a battle with Defiance. Miami battle, get this, 360,000 votes were made for that one matchup alone. That's impressive. They'll take on Northwood in round 2. Other side of the bracket sees Clay against Columbian, while Montpelier in dominant fashion advances to battle Archbold. Voting for round 2 is now underway. Well, that's going to do it for Big Board Friday, sponsored by Ohio Northern University. If you missed any of the action, be sure to check out our website or our Plus show to see the full highlights and the full show. It's been fun. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in tonight. We'll be back here again for next week. Have a great rest of your night and a fantastic weekend. Take care, everyone.